My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is April 16, 2025. It is 1:23 a.m. So I was putting some tweets together to share with you. There's a possibility I might read an article. There's so much going on. And I have not listened to the podcast yet. I need to listen to it. Maybe when I'm at the gym tomorrow, I'll listen to it. So I might have at least 3 videos tonight. And we're going away on Saturday, and we're gonna be away for the rest of the week following that. And you may not have, well, not you may, you will not get any videos next week. So these are the numbers. I was searching for I have it open here. Maybe in between I'll listen to it, but I have not started yet. I did see some headlines about Meghan's podcast. So let's see here some of the topics to look for when I listen to it. Meghan Markle opens up about miscarriage and rare emotional podcast moment. Okay. I guess this is a way of her releasing some of those stuff that she was going through, somewhat in silent, but let us meaning the public, know a little bit about what was going on. If you are new, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to be putting this on APTS Sussex, this video. If you go on PYTE, when Meghan came out that she had a miscarriage, I think I did at least 2 videos about that. So you could go back and listen to some of the things that I said. Right now, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember sharing my experience because I did have a miscarriage as well. And just go listen to it if you want to, obviously. But I guess now she's letting us know a little bit more in details her emotional her emotional well-being of the situation. Right, so this is something to look forward to when I listen to the podcast. Meghan Markle says she won't trade her full-on parenting style for, of course not. I mean, every parent, I always feel like we have 2 ways of living. Or maybe when I'm editing, I might come up with a better term. You have, when you were young, if you were lucky enough, you grew up with your parents, okay, your childhood life. You will get the structure, if you are lucky, depending on how the structure is, of your parents raising you. Again, if you are lucky enough, if your parent is one who's really involved with your life, you will probably get a improvement of your parents' lifestyle because they themselves went through their childhood. So the things that they did not like when they were growing up, and as they have their own family, they will tweak it a little bit to make it their own. Typically, I think that's how life was supposed to be, because each one of us have a way of seeing things and raising our kids. So when it is your time, you get a chance to either you keep the same standard that you had as a childhood, or if there's some things about your childhood you did not like, you tweak it again. So each generation, you either keep and improve, or you start anew. Unfortunately, there are some who don't have that kind of a structure. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. For instance, when I was growing up, whatever lifestyle I was accustomed to, if, for instance, I didn't like what my mom did to me or what my dad did to me, so when I have my own family, I'm going to make sure some of the things that I experienced that I did not like, I will make sure not to repeat it again and improve on that. And then the things that I like, I'll keep it and then add some new things. So I will assume this is the thing as well. She had her ways of growing up. There's Miss Doria with her. And I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. So that's that. All right, Meghan Markle hits back at trolls and reveal her favorite title. Okay, Meghan Markle makes rare comment about 2020 pregnancy loss. Yeah. This is something to look forward to when I listen to her. Meghan Markle makes rare comment. Okay, so they're repeating the same thing. So at least I have an idea. I have not... What the hell? What happened to the thing? I have not listened to the podcast yet. Let me pause for something. Something happened here. My screen had changed. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so we are on Twitter. Let's get started. This is the first tweet. All right, there's the laugh here. They keep trying to connect King Charles one way or another to the Meghan Sussex brand as ever. That, pointing down here, never happened. Neil Sean is a pathological liar. Okay, what is that here? Meghan Markle sent a gift box from her new brand as ever to King Charles III at Clarence House, London. UK correspondent Neil Sean claimed it in a recent report. I mean, these people... It's like every time they open their mouth, the truth can never come out. It's so easy for them to just say anything that they want in the moment. They say as ever was such a failure. Now they're trying to cloud chase off her business. LOL. Yes, that's exactly what they are doing. You see, if you don't have your head on your shoulders and you don't know what you want, and then you have people trying to dictate your life, do you see how much shit, I don't know what's the word here, they will put you into? Direct you to self-destruct. If Meghan and Harry were not headstrong, but Harry on the other hand, is just unbelievable to see the human being that he is, to grow up in that toxic family and to be that headstrong. This, I could never pinpoint how he did it. I could never understand. Especially after his mom passed. Meghan, on the other hand, she grew up outside of that infested family. She had her own problem, but thank God for her anchor, her mother. And her schooling, things that we know of, her schools, Sacred Heart and all of that, the people that were around her, even her father as well. But there's some people, when fame got into them, everything is thrown out the window. That's the father side, Meghan's father side I'm talking about here. But Miss Doria, even during the wedding, you could see the reserve of her, not to just jump in and, oh, my daughter's marrying this, that. She remained reserved. Her, whatever thought was going on with her, she remained quiet. That core foundation and headstrong that Meghan has, that's another level as well. We have to give her credit as well. She came in, I would say somewhat, well, she was in love. Okay, she was in love, but she gave Harry's family benefit of the doubt. Went in thinking that this high level society, they have principle, they had ethic, understanding, despite, their history and stuff like that. You would have thought. So she came naively thinking, perhaps, okay, I'm not talking for her, but from the facade of things, this is the way that I see it. But once she got in there, well, even before, I don't know if she realized it with all the stuff that were going on before they got married. I don't think she realized it. But once she was in there and she realized the people that they are, once she understand their behavior, their action, and then she readjusts herself and back to her central self with the support of Harry as well. And I think Harry's support also helped her. If Harry was not supporting her, that would be a different story. I don't know what we will be seeing now. But the support of both of them, anchoring each other, and then to remain focused, the headstrong, they know what they wanted and they know where they were going. The vision, whatever they spoke privately with themselves when they were dating, they understand, and the click was there, the foundation, they were there, and they know, they understand their assignment, their position, the platform, all of this. This is why everything that these people, Harry's family, is trying to do will always fail. And then with us, with our prayers to help protect them, will also help them. Because I do not see how anybody else will survive this toxic type of things that they're dealing with. And then to remain focused on their project, their objective, the charities that they support, and all of that. I never seen anything like that. I cannot even explain how they do it, but they are doing it. This is why I support them, because these are the things I don't think I will be able to do, but since they are forces for good, this is why I get up every day. Right now it's 1:30 in the morning to whatever this is that I'm doing here. Because if it wasn't one squatty who said, I'm not on social media, can you put more? Otherwise, all these will be within me. I'll go through Twitter, look at it, and then all the things that I'm sharing with you will be in my mind. Because it is worth sharing and be at awe. Not only the people that they are individually and together, but the thing that they are doing for society at large. It's unbelievable. I don't know how they do it. All right, so let's see here. Yes, he loves the Spencers. As for his father, Charles doesn't even call him or answer his phone calls. And don't let me start with Prince Jason, William, Knopf, etc. All right, Prince Harry supported by Princess Diana's sibling. Okay, that was back in 2024 for the Invictus. It's definitely something I could see her doing. She's gracious and kind, even to the undeserving. Yes, she is kind, Jen. She's sweet. She would have done that if the circumstances were different. She move on. All right, I think I will send one of Kate's as FU gift saying we could have been friends. I wasn't gonna read that, but the squad had to throw that shit. But the other thing with Kate, again, from the facade, from the outside, the background of her is not the same. They raise her to be exactly what she is. This is not something I'm saying out of the blue right now. There's a video I literally did. I'll put the thumbnails of that video, where I don't know what I was thinking. I remember going to Colonial Williamsburg, and I did with my family, and we went on this tour. And for some reason, I don't know why, I recorded everything, the entire tour. And I would say maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I remember of that particular tour, which was at that time, let's say maybe 8 years ago, maybe more. Time flies, so I don't know. I think we went in 2016. And then I remember of it and like 2 or 3 years ago, where the tour was explaining how women back in the days live their lives in terms of social class. For some reason, I remembered it. Ladies don't work, women do, or something like that.
It's just to play the organ. She's not expected to operate that pedal herself. It can be moved to the side and staff to do that work for them. Well, ladies don't work. That is distinctive of ladies versus women. Ladies do not work. Women do.
And I was like, this is exactly what Kate is. When you look at Princess Diana with Charles, she was doing all of that. They didn't like her. But yet there's Kate just looking good, twirl her hair, look pretty and all of that. Just being a mannequin. This is pretty much what they wanted. And they got it. I hate to say that, but Kate is exactly what the institution wanted. But now Meghan came into the picture. That went out the window. Now the thing sort of shift. Because they have no originality, these people. They love to steal people's ideas and things and then making their own. So now there's Harry, who knew what he wanted and wanted something different, and thinking of poor Harry on the other hand, he didn't know the other side of his family somewhat, I guess. To a certain extent, he did know, but thank God he had a headstrong. He knew what he wanted for himself. And then when searching for a wife, he was looking deep to see who could handle all of this. And now bringing someone to work with him, thinking this is what the institution was all about.
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved in various causes, you've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate, I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do. Really? There's a lot to do.
And then the game changed again. But the headstrong of these two, Harry and Meghan, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. And now the others, they just, you know, they trash what they like, okay, from someone else, all right? They trash it, but yet they're taking what the other person is like, you know, stealing ideas, cultures. Now, there's something that I see going on X about Louis Vuitton, who's stealing design ideas and things like that. Will they get from Africa? Will they get compensated? I don't know. African, you know, wherever they stole those design from. So it's the same thing. But anyway, I spent too much time on this. I'm already 17 minutes. Let's go to the next tweet. But Harry and Meghan are unbelievable. Next tweet. There's more comment, but let's move on. Alright, so this one is kind of funny. The British media is so obsessed that they sent a reporter to As Ever's business address, and the reporter tried to break into the building. Did they? Meghan's too kind. If it were me, I have listed an address like drive to the nearest cliff and jump to find the office. It's unbelievable. I don't know. What? Seriously, these people are crazy. They don't mean well. Alright? Well, we all know who was sharing her distribution address. Won't be surprised she did the stalking. A Karen, always a Karen, doesn't need a grace. You've got that right. Hopefully, that reporter was arrested. Nope, she's in the wild. Was he reported and arrested? Nope. It's the crazy woman whose BFF had bed. My God. I don't know. Sometimes you have to face it. I mean, Meghan is trying to move on with her life, focusing on things, but these people, is the drag trying to pull her down. The Mail sent a reporter to stake out Duchess Meghan's as ever mailing address. Okay, Meghan probably has lovely offices somewhere and knew the toxic British press will stalk the office, so she just uses this one for the mailing address. It's funny when you think about it. She flew all the way to Cali thinking she was really doing something, but Meghan was 2 steps ahead. CG is the woman who likes to hang out with Thomas Markle Sr. and get exclusives for the Fel. What CG stand for? And the Fel are the worst of rats. Okay, and trash. Okay, I doubt any random person said to her, quote, not at all what you will expect from a Duchess. First American, mind their business. No American cares what a company's mailing address is to the point of going to find it. Everyone knows mailing addresses are for corresponding only. Yeah, even me. I have a P.O. box, but I have it when I'm doing business stuff. But when I'm doing business stuff, I use my P.O. box. Okay. You do know Caroline Graham is the same Daily Mail reporter sent to interview Thomas Markle. Okay, so CG is Caroline Graham. Okay, Thomas Markle, who showed Meghan's Duchess of Sussex childhood photos to the reporter. But you know what? Eventually, she will get what she's looking for. The baggage that she's looking for, she will get it. She got away with it the first 2, 3, who knows? But someday she will get it. Okay, I hope the ridiculous reporter understands that Americans has the right to bear up. I didn't want to say it. I'm reading it. I didn't want to say it. So the people don't think I'm instigating. But there's that. I hope the ridiculous reporter understands that American has the right to bear arms against intruder on private properties. I didn't want to say any of this. Whenever I come to the idea of saying something like that, I hold my tongue. Woman opens business and uses a post-free stunt address to avoid being harassed or stalked. Press turned up and said address to harass and stalk her, only to complain that they can do neither because it's a post-free stunt accountancy address. So while David Attenborough is narrating the doco. This is what obsession look like. Funny how they claim she's irrelevant but insert themselves in everything she does for the past 9 years. I hope she's keeping tab on all of that. If push come to shove and there's a lawsuit, all of this could be part of evidence. This is what, okay, I just read that. They are so desperate and pathetic. We knew that was going to happen. Todd Jean-Mois will have been sent, the stake-out brigade colonel chief of Meghan Sussex. These people are constantly chasing her, looking for their soul on the road to the Damascus moment. What exactly do they hope to find? Excalibur, the Holy Grail, a sweatshop, where those stalkers. Next tweet. And this is why I think her, what do you call this? Her people who work for her have to sign some stuff. Okay, this, I think I'm gonna, this will be a video by itself. Let me move it because I might want to read that article. Let me move it last, and it could be something that I do by itself on another time. All right, so let me pause for a second. So the byline tweet, I may not even record it tonight, but it's something I want to do by itself because I want to read the article and I do not have that much time tonight to do it. So this is the next tweet. I'm sorry for Sentebale recipients that the charity was forcefully taken over by a snake oil saleswoman, but on what planet did she think trashing its biggest donor and international draw will work in her favor? Did she think his friends, money, influence wouldn't work with him? All right, let's see here. So that was 8 hours ago. I responded to that. How is that going? Are they still investigating it? I assume they are. That money trail must be long. All right, when you think, okay, so this is her ad. Remember, she has the Royal Court Mafia to support her. Anything against Harry is gold. Yeah, it's really sad she didn't get that. They're gonna let her to defend herself. Okay, the royal court are all broke, all Brits. They don't donate at all. It's why so many charities that have royal patrons are failing too. I mean, these people, they just like to put things in their pocket. They don't care about the charities. If I ever had a daughter, may she have a better role model than a fake princess with, oh, please. Oh, well. So much to say, but I don't have time for this. Let's just black. Right, honestly, I still don't understand what happened and how Harry could lose his charity he started. Let's see here. Okay, if someone had a grudge against Harry, they might try to influence or incentivize someone inside Sentebale to wreck it. I wonder who might want to sabotage one of Harry's success. And incandescent brother, perhaps, a dad, a stepmom, toxic British media who lost lawsuits. Yeah. This is what I was saying at the beginning. I don't know how they do it because the forces that's against them, but they remain headstrong. But they will prevail. And these are creative people. All right, let's say they, because the royal family pretty much, all of their bases are covered. If Harry loses Sentebale because he's a creative person, okay, this is the only thing I will say I'm envy of, to be creative, to always have ideas, to create stuff. So he could easily create another one, name it differently, and then start something new. But the other one, they could take it, all right? People already know who they are. So I don't think anyone will want to continue support who the people behind the Sentebale if Harry loses it. But if Harry creates a new one, you will see people start navigating toward him, his charity, because they know who he is, the character of the human being that he is. They will support him. So even if they take it, they destroy it, it's just a small setback. The people who's benefiting from it is the people, the children who's benefiting from Sentebale is the one who's losing right now. She is a MBE recipient, and as a member, she was probably doing the bidding of the crown. Negative press shut down the charity. Who knows what the directive was? It's unfortunate, especially with the global economy changes. I hope the staff hold her accountable. All right, is she complaining again? But one thing though, for future, whoever's gonna do that again to Harry needs to set her as an example for next time. If someone dare to do something like that, because the royal family don't care. They're only there to destroy. It's easy to destroy. But to create, it takes hard work. So whoever is going to work with them, who's going to backstab him, Harry needs to set an example with that woman, what she did. Especially to dare open her mouth about his wife when the wife, Meghan, was there to support and help the charity. Okay, is she complaining again? Because this was easy to see. We have our own charities and our countries to help. So for me personally, to give extra in a foreign country was because of the princes and their founding story. Basically, she messed it up on her own. So let's see here. Okay, she has basically shut down most operation at Sentebale. Their London office is closed. Cause in Lesotho are parked. And no HIV clinics. Oh my God. This is sad. I would not be surprised if Harry, might be doing something in the back without the name of Sentebale, but doing things to help the people that's already there. This is sad. Okay, okay, that's an ad. Exactly. I thought she said Harry was toxic to the fundraising process. Since he stepped down, the funds should be flown in unless she was lying. This woman has destroyed her reputation. For what? Exactly. She destroyed her reputation. I don't know who's going to hire her. The royal family, if they were backing her, they're done with her. She really thought, 1, Harry and the crew will stick around. 2, she could blackmail them by threatening to the UK press, and 3, her shady action and the receipt to expose her will never surface. Guess she might have thought that, but getting to find out, Sentebale gets 0 of my cash until back in the hands of Prince Harry and Sioso and whatever board it approved by them to govern. Yeah, this is what I mean. The character, the people who's running it, we know. Harry have said he will earn the respect of the people. He's not just gonna go there and say you're supposed to like me because I'm Prince. No, he will do his best. I'll put the tweet. He said it in many different ways.
New spin on it from the youth. As a prince, you're born at birth with a natural platform to be able to try and make a difference. Yeah, which a lot of people have to spend years and years and years getting to that point. So from that perspective, I'm very lucky to have a platform to be able to try and make change in the causes that mean a lot to me, but also to you guys. And I'm still in your generation, by the way. But at the same time, as I said, being born with a lot of privilege comes with a lot of responsibility. But I like to think that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life earning the respect for that privilege and trying to make a difference for the rest of my life.
Okay, I feel sorry for the orphan and their families. That's the people who's suffering the most. Let's just hope he's doing some stuff in the background with resources that he has. Okay, without the name of Sentebale. Alright, next tweet. According to Neil Sean, allegedly, Kate Middleton never had cancer, and Prince William did a photo op with a body double in that market last year. So now we knew. So now they're coming clean? 33 seconds. Let's see here.
Yes. Now, what's interesting I find here is this. 2 things that really sting out to me because, this particular video, first of all, when they released this picture, this story, there was a 12-hour interim period. And then suddenly last night we get this video emerged. Now, to me, I could be mistaken, but this looks nothing like Catherine, unless she's lost a dramatic amount of facial weight. Even the jawline looks slightly different. Now, it would have been a little bit more convincing in my eyes if they'd have borrowed the Madame Tussauds waxworks and had them wheeled down, How? Yes. Now, what's interesting...
But anyway, we already knew. Associate Press already told us, not the same picture, it was that Mother Day's picture, already discredited the palace. Alright? The way he glazes Kate nowadays, you won't think it's the same man. That she tagged the person, that Neil, what's his name? Neil Sean. How much does the palace pay you for your terrible selfie video? He never changed. For the clicks, he will say anything. That's sad, right? We were deceived. Using a body double is next level. What we have all said at the time and to now, that cancer business was a PR stunt. Alright, we already knew that. Most likely it was failed attempt to off herself. All of these we knew. I don't know why they can't tell the truth. When you see someone, whether on vacation or outing constantly with a drink on his hand while those around him don't have any, what are you starting to think? I think I responded to that. There's me here. Wanting to future queen of the son of his, that's all. Alright, look at this. There's the son here. Training him to be what? Is that the wife of this guy here who recently got married, who's the godfather of this, of William's son or something like that? Prince William and Prince George have been spotted at Villa Park ahead of the Champions League clash between Aston Villa and PSG. I don't know. I hope his bad behavior don't transfer to the kid. Is it normal for an 11-year-old boy to attend a sport gathering in a stadium where alcohol is apparently served? Well, if he's not gonna drive, that's the only thing. Okay, it is in the US sports arena. That's what I'm saying. As long as he's not gonna drive. So, is that a serious question? If yes, you really have to go out more. As long as he's not gonna drive, that's all. But anyway, let me leave that alone. Let me not waste time on that. Next tweet. I just hope whatever negative behavior he has, don't transfer to the kid. A Tale of Two Princes. This is when Harry went to Ukraine, and apparently there's William, vacation, everybody wearing their skiing outfit, but he's like in a different weather type. Okay, I think Peggy wants to be fired from a job he was born into, which he has no choice. He just wants to be free like Harry because he has to have what Harry has. I think so too. I think so too. Like the toddler he's remained. If he wasn't dangerous, I almost feel sorry for him. Yeah, William is so despicable, it's hard to feel sorry for him. Who isn't the second pick? That's William and Kate there. William. Let's leave that alone. Yeah, I've said that. He wants whatever Harry has. But even if they give it to him, he will not be able to do what Harry's doing. Because the lifestyle that he has is due to the taxpayers. Okay, how will he be able to support himself? Harry and Meghan are making their lifestyle look so easy and fun. But there's a lot of hard work behind it.
Good evening, everyone. It is my distinguished honor to introduce someone that I think you'll all be very excited to hear from. He has also spent many late nights and early mornings planning for these games to make them as perfect as possible for each of you.
I've spoken about these things before. Will William be able to do these things? I don't think so. Even if he has it, he will not know. He just doesn't know how to make the best of whatever he has. Alright, next tweet. And there's a possibility, what is his name? The father might be the last one. Harry and Meghan are changing the way they handle the UK media's trolling. They are debunking the lies, trolling back the BS, and Meghan Sussex is classically clapping back. Alright, so we've seen this before, but let me play it.
Do you understand this?
Oh, there's Harry here. Oh my God, it's 2 minutes plus.
Good afternoon. You know, I wanted to have Prince Harry here today because we've all been inundated. We've been talking about it actually all day in many ways about the media, about information and misinformation, disinformation, the role of social media in all of this, and how it really ties in to our mental health. And the truth is that the gentleman to my left, the Prince, has more personal experience this than just about anybody I know. And he grew up in the spotlight as a child. His nearly every moment has been captured by photographers and journalists who have written about him endlessly, often with stories that have strayed far from the truth. And he's been harassed in person and online, and it's taken a toll. It's also led him to examine these issues in a way that I think many people have not. And he's about to make headlines all over again because next month he's got a major lawsuit that he's brought that's going to trial in the UK against Rupert Murdoch's tabloids that focuses on the phone hacking scandal that began more than a decade ago. And so
that has been settled last minute, okay? And he made Rupert Murdoch apologize to him and to his mother, okay? So that has been resolved as of now.
We're going to talk about that and so much more. Prince Harry, I want to thank you.
Thanks for the intro.
For being here. You didn't need an intro, really.
Oh, no, well, it's all the things that you've just described. I now find myself sitting here under the spotlight in front of all these incredible people. So it's sort of going back over the same things. By the way, it's a very nice carpeted stage.
Thank you. Let me ask you this, though, and maybe you could start at the beginning for us, because I think many of us have had these battles with the media and social media and just all of this. But take me back, if you could, if you go there, to your childhood, because I think that was a really formative experience in terms of how that really led you to connect all of the dots in terms of how you think today about these issues.
Okay. So I let you guys listen to this for those who probably didn't know about that or who never heard of that. So whatever was there, so I just let it play. Unfortunately, it will be screenshot. I cannot just let the video play like that. Okay, so the last video is only a minute and is the taste test. I think one of the royal vids did, and then all 3 people choose Meghan's jam. But let's listen.
Don't like the texture. Doesn't taste like nothing at all. I think this one is my favorite.
Quite nice, bright kind of jam flavour. Feels like slightly thicker. This is more of a serious jam, I think. But I have absolutely no idea. So this is a lot tartar, a lot more, a bit more fruity. It's got a bit more of a zing to it. I think this is my favourite. This one I feel like I'm nosing around in Montecito. Yeah, in a raspberry bush.
I quite like that one. I think that one's my favourite.
That jam is very nice. I really like jam number 3. It's got more of a wild berries kind of taste. It doesn't have one flavour. It's kind of complex.
I think Meghan's is this one.
I think number 3 is Meghan.
I genuinely do not.
Alright, so everybody likes Meghan's jam. Okay, the jam taste test is brilliant. Oops. It is Her Royal Highness Princess Meghan Sussex. There's the heart. Meghan Sussex all day, all night, 24/7. Alright, let's go to the next one. I have 2 more left after that one. I might do another video, not the byline one, but for PYTE. Next week, haters who criticize Prince Harry will never know what it feels like to walk behind their beloved mother's grave at 12, to be groomed a spare, or have a father publicly reject your biracial children and endanger their lives. Prince Harry's haters are weak and won't survive what he endures. Okay, well said. Say it louder for the dummies in the front and back. Okay, I couldn't have said it better myself. It's easy for them to blindly and stupidly believe the tabloid agenda while ignoring the obvious jealousy and hatred Harry's own family has for him. Harry chose his own existence, rejecting the spare life they planned for him. Good for him. Yeah, this is a life that they, the spare life, that's what I mean. That they been crafted. All right, they mold him to be the spare, and I think he had accepted it. When he rejects the spare is when they pretty much trying to pass that same behavior onto his wife. That's when he put his foot down and said no. And that goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this video. I do not know how he did it to be headstrong. Even though he was playing the spare part, he was doing things outside, like Sentebale, outside of the institution. So may God continue to protect them. Don't forget, shipped to boarding school after mom died and Camilla took over his room as her dressing closet, and she became an evil stepmother. Cool way to treat her son. Not she became, she was always that since the mother was alive. Yeah, it's a small point, but he was 2 weeks away from being 13 and he wasn't groomed to be a spare. Yes, he was. Okay, he was made aware of the facts of life, that there would be difference in the way that would be treated because William was older and has responsibilities that he won't have. Well, from what I've read, even his grandmother, great-grandmother, was treating him lesser than William. I've read, allegedly, let's say allegedly, if it is true, that when they go to the grandmother, great-grandmother, not the queen, the mother of the queen, I think, when both of them goes somewhere and the great-grandmother will make William take the best whatever of what there is, and then when William finished, that's when they give the scrap to Harry. So they've been training him. Even in interviews, when William and Harry are doing joint interviews, William have that saying that Harry will be drinking and smoking.
What? Well, when I was younger, I wanted to be a policeman, but I haven't. I wouldn't want to be that now.
Most popular cop on the block.
Exactly.
How about you, Harry?
He'd probably sit in and play computer games and drink beer. But, thanks a lot. No,
yeah, for a concert it'll be easy, and it's actually been a lot tougher than you imagine.
Yeah. We couldn't have done it with everybody else's help. To be so indiscreet. The Spice Girls were quite keen to... He's been the hardest. He's, you know, some cigarettes somewhere and a beer, that's about it, really. But apart from that, it's been pretty easy.
So they were crafting them for each of their respective role. We could have said for the facade of things, you know, when you're pretending something, you say, okay, you're doing this for the public. But for Harry, actually both of them, it was real life. They were literally making him do drugs and then do all those stuff so they could put on the papers and they could control him. And then William, on the other hand, scot-free, even though he probably was doing the same thing that Harry was doing, but they were covering for him, making him look that perfect and all of that. But Harry, on the other hand, he did not have the backup. And Harry was fighting the demon that these people were inflicting on him while he's trying to be a good person. And thank God, Princess Diana, that short amount of time she had with him, both of them actually, were literally teaching them how to be a good person. Both of them. But what happened here is that, this is something I have said in the past. Thank God the institution then tried to erase what Princess Diana had put instilled in Harry. But what they did to William, on the other hand, I think, in my humble opinion, they erased what Princess Diana had instilled in William to make him that person that he is. If he had tried to be a better human being or still carry out what his mom was trying to teach him, what he has done or what he has become will not have been. He would have been sticking together with Harry. But because the courtiers spent so much time, again, these are all my opinion, spent so much time to groom William, and the sensibility, the empathy, all the kindness that was within him, they removed that. This is, you're gonna be king, you're not supposed to be that way. You could see the racist mindset. Pretty much, I think most of them think that way. When you look at some of the quotes that I've shared in past videos of Elon Musk, these are the mindset that they have. But they didn't do that to Harry, and this is what helps Harry. Okay, they can even stand 1 minute of it, let alone 8 years straight. Vile, there's that, not for one day. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. Because the lifestyle that Harry has, William won't be able to do it if he doesn't have the backing of the taxpayers. Okay, just a reminder. All right, so let's listen. This one is 1 minute and 20 seconds. Oh, both of them are audios, videos.
Both of them.
Really?
Never.
What,
never.
now?
Because
even now?
Even now.
For what precisely? The betrayal?
Because there was this child, a damaged young girl. They plotted like les liaisons dangereuses together. They plotted to bring her in as his wife so she could breed. And then they carried on. The night before, apparently, according to reliable accounts, Diana said she didn't want to marry because she found a bracelet that he had bought for Camilla. For me, as a feminist, when a woman hurts another woman in that way, unforgivable.
Does it make a difference that she was the most beautiful woman in the world?
No, it wasn't about that. For me, she was a young child. It was a worst kind of arranged marriage, imaginable.
Camilla was almost pulling the strings on that.
We know that they knew apparently Camilla approved of Diana. How can that be acceptable in any woman, that you do this, you manipulate and entrap? They didn't have to do that. They could have married.
The same argument.
They could have married.
You'd fire Prince Philip from the royal family for bad driving.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't forgive him for that either.
Oh.
I like that lady. She has common sense. All right, let's listen to that one.
I can't bear a Sunday night without you. Oh, God, I feel packed. Yes, you do. I need you several times a week. So do I. I need you all the week. All the time. You're going to come back as a pest because
oh Lord, so pure disgusting. Oh, these two should have just been allowed to marry from the get-go. Instead, if causing so much pain to innocent people for their loss. This is the thing. They want to control everything. They want to portray to people they are perfect. They are not. They're putting all of this on themselves. because they want to, the facade that they want to show people is that they are, I don't know, innocent, they that perfect of a human beings, when in fact their action and behavior are so vile and toxic and evil. All they had to do is just let him get married. Alright, they are evil people and deserve one another. They are forever cursed for what they did to Diana, Harry, and Duchess Meghan. Okay, agree. At least Harry cut the cord and chose not to be part of this generational curse. Harry be looking tan and moisturized lately. Happiness look good on him. Alright, this is my last one. I will do the byline one another time because I have to edit what I'm doing right now tonight. Alright, next tweet. Let's pause. This is Republic. The British media has been shielding the royal from criticism for years. Abolish the monarchy. Alright, this one is 44 seconds. Let's listen.
How would you characterise how different parts of the media approach the royal family?
Well, we've got 90% of the press, which is right-wing.
Alright, so that's the same lady who was in the video previously, who was criticizing Camilla. Alright, so she's talking about the media. The media helps protect the monarchy. Yeah, and this is what's happening in the US. This is why Trump is going through all of that. There's so many things that's going on. I didn't share. Let me pause and go look for it. Okay, this is what's keeping Trump in power. And I retweeted it and I said, okay, I mean, if people didn't see the theft that was going in plain sight, I don't know what is. The main question is, do my guys understand what's going on? Because they seem to be in La La Land. Alright, so this is the thing. It's a long thread. I'm not going to go through all of it. Breaking news, Trump could be forced to resign from presidency before May. Trump was just caught trying to transfer $100 billion of your tax dollars to rich Bitcoin owners. The whole thing that's going on. Firing people. Medicaid, Social Security. For years, they have been telling us they want to destroy it because there's a lot of money there. I don't know. This is why I don't bother looking too much into the politics of things, what's going on right now, because everything was written on the wall for everybody to see, but I don't know. It's a long thread. I'm not gonna go over it. But the media, the main reason I'm bringing this here, it's the media who is creating a different facade for people. Create entertainment. That's the word. Okay? Entertainment. Things that make absolutely no sense. Okay? That should not be part of news kind of thing. Okay? Newspapers that should be telling us real news. But instead, they sensationalize things. They focus mostly, even though I'm okay with that, but with Meghan stuff and all things that's not really that important. I'm not talking about Meghan's things not important. It's a different category of things. If we want to listen to Meghan stuff, that's a different category. But for politics, but the newspapers that usually tell us news about politics, they're not even talking about politics. All right, so let's start all over again with this one. The British media has been shielding the royals from criticism for years. All right, 44 seconds.
How would you characterise how different parts of the media approach the royal family?
Well, we've got 90% of the press, which is right-wing.
Mm-hmm.
That's one problem. And owned by non-doms, most of them not even living here. And it has been in their interests to get certainly ordinary British people to think they live in the best country in the world, even though their wages have been slashed, their treatment has been awful since the days of Margaret Thatcher. But aren't they the luckiest people in the world? Because look, you've got these crowns and these people and these gowns and these palaces.
She's spot on. She's spot on. Okay, not just shielding them, they've been promoting them for years. Abolish the monarchy. There's all of that. French media, because Britain is a sheep nation. She said she was leaving. She said she was leaving. Okay, I don't know what that means. All right, so I just wanted to share that with you. So I'm done. Let's do a prayer. Prayer. Sight and common sense. I don't know. because they're really playing everything in front of us. All right, let's see here. I want a short one. Lord, clear away the confusion and help me to see your path clearly. Guide my steps and give me the wisdom to make the right decisions. Amen. All right, the MAGAs, the Tories, they all are on the same page. They don't think of the country as a whole. They think of themselves only. So that's that. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. I need to do a thumbnails for this. So I am done. Maybe I'll do, let's see, the next one for PYTE. Let's see here. Will be this. People magazine. I think they did a interview. I'm not gonna read the article, but just the tweet itself. Okay, so that will be on PYTE. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.